So welcome back to the podcast, guys. Episode 6. Wheezy's back again. We got Streets back again. We got a lot to talk about. We just had the patch notes drop for Shrouded Sky, and we have a huge number of changes that have happened. So we got a lot of different segments to go over, but I wanted to start with some of the things that came up in the patch notes as far as the weapon balance goes, because that seems to be the biggest impact of the game, other than some of the crafting stuff, but we're going to get to that. So I wanted to focus on the Stitcher, the Kettle, and the Venator real quick while we're getting into this. So right off the top, the Stitcher, they basically reduced the headshot multiplier from 2.5 to 1.75. They cut that shit in half. They also got the base damage from 7 to 6.5, and they also increased the shot dispersion by 50%, which is the bloom from distance. When you're shooting farther away, it's increasing 50% of that spread. So they ruined this weapon. They destroyed the Stitcher. They didn't just nerf it. They put it in a casket and put that bitch to the ground. So Venator reduced headshot multiplier from 2.5 to 2. So it got a 30% drop, and then reduced base damage from 9 to 8. So it got it got nerfed for sure, but it's not as bad as the Stitcher. And we also got the Kettle, 10 base damage to 8.5. So that's what I wanted to go off the top while we are on this subject. So what do you think, Streets or Wheezy? What did you guys think about the nerfs actually playing in the game and trying to use these weapons?
I think the Stitcher is now the new Rattler. I don't like the fact that they nerfed it so badly. I do feel like it kind of hurt their ego when they did it the first time, when they supposedly nerfed it like the first time around, like a light nerf, and people still were shredding people who had Bobcats, who had Tempest. It was still laying the law. So I feel like they, maybe not an ego thing, but maybe more so like we're going to show you this time, like there's no way you're going to be able to do what you used to do against those old weapons. And I'm particularly not liking it. I feel like, just leave the weapons how they are, maybe make the other ones a little stronger. Don't nerf to the point of where it's like you said, you basically killed the gun. Like, there's no using that and getting, any job done, That's basically reduced now to shooting the ticks and the pop balls. That's what that gun's used for now. It's not really that good, you know? What about you, Wheezy? What you thinking? I know you were out there slaying people with the Stitcher,
Man, that's honestly, the Stitcher is cool, it is what it is, right? But the Ven, oh my god, dude, the Ven, dude, this shit is so garbage, bro. I mean, like, it's still good, but like it's not as good as it was before, Obviously it went from 4 headshots to down completely, which is kind of insane, to 5, with a light shield. But I think it's more worth it, to be honest, because now people are bringing in more stuff like the Tempest. When I played it before, after the nerf, people were actually bringing in more like different kits all around. I mean, the Stitcher shouldn't be nerfed that bad. I think they did I think they fucked up on that one, not gonna lie. The Stitcher is like pretty much useless at this point, because you can't even down somebody with a light shield. I feel like I had a 25 round mag, every bullet hit. That's it, Didn't down nobody. But other than that, though, I think all the nerfs are good. Besides the Stitcher, right? All the nerfs are pretty good, but I'm just kind of sad that they nerfed my Ven, man. I love the Ven. Now I'm just scrapping every single Ven that I come across. So, what about you, Sandy? What you think about that?
The Venator, they didn't really butcher it as bad. They could have done the Stitcher. They could have still nerfed the Stitcher. But, the nerf that they have done, the changes they've done were just way too excessive. I mean, they cut that thing in half, man. They got the Venator, 20, 30%. Same thing with the Kettle, barely, 20%. But the Stitcher, half? You kidding me? Like, it was already, I mean, I get, you have gray guns. Order guns shouldn't be as good as purple guns. We've talked about that. We said that it'd be nice to be able to bring a Bobcat in and knowing that, hey, I got a Bobcat. It's going to outperform the Stitcher in every way, right? But the level that they nerfed the Stitcher at is just way excessive. We'll go in the games in Stellamontis and I'll light somebody up with it, and it's 50-50, man. If they already have low health, I'm gonna get them. But I know for sure if I drop a full mag, I gotta reload that motherfucker, and then I gotta shoot him again. So I'm a little sad. But the Venator definitely needed a nerf. It needed that 20-30%. I know Wheezy mentioned before, because it's a double barrel, it should be shooting twice the ammo. So I guess like a fancier way of saying, hey, reduce the ammo capacity on it, because it was the meta gun. Everybody was rocking the Venator, or they're rocking like Tempest and stuff. Now we got the Toros out there, and the Toros are dominating. Toros and Torrentes right now are what's shredding on Salamantas. So I'll leave it to you guys. What do you guys think about the Toro? You guys think it's still OP?
Go ahead, Weezy. I'll let you take this one first.
All right. I don't think the Toro's OP at all by any means. I think they should just buff the volcano, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Just buff the volcano. Because the Toro's a shotgun, it's supposed to be a shotgun. Maybe buff obviously the volcano has a faster fire rate, so it should outperform the Toro no matter what, but it should have a higher, if not maybe like a little bit more damage, so it can kind of outgun it a little bit, right? But besides the Torrente though, it felt like the last time I was playing, people were bringing more Renegades. I think the Renegade's gonna be the meta. I could see it. Everybody's bringing it. I think it's gonna be Renegade Toro all day long, man. Because Renegade is also a 3-shot medium shield. If you have a medium shield, that's OP too, man. So I think the Renegade and the Tempest, those two guns people are bringing in now. Which is Tempest should be brought in because it's a pretty good weapon. The Renegade, man, it's a 2-shot with the light shield. If y'all ever got hit by it with the headshot, it's ridiculous. So I think that's the new meta right there. But yeah, that's all I have for that.
Yeah, the shoddy, man, I think it's cool. I think what people are getting upset about with the shoddy is that there's a skill gap, because there's people who can shoot the shoddy, and there's people who can shoot the shoddy and do the Shinyu roll. Hope I'm saying that right. So it's like you go in there and it's almost like, hey, if you can't do that move, you're not going to be able to keep up, because the people who learn it, they're shooting so much faster with the gun. You shoot, roll, shoot, and you're just getting off versus you shooting, pow, pow. It just takes a little bit longer. And I feel that that's where I think the whole you need to nerf this is coming from, because there's a little bit of a skill gap with people who can do the Shinyu roll and the people who can't. And it almost seems like they're cheating because they're able to do this technique. I'm gonna agree with Wheezy. I feel that they should just nerf the volcanoes. Nerf the weapons. I meant nerf, but buff the volcano. Buff the weapons that truly should be superior. The volcanoes, the Tempest, the Bobcats. You should feel like you said when you come into the game, man, I'm coming in right now with a weapon and I know I'm going to defeat anybody with a free kit. I know I'm going to just, tear them down, off top. But you don't. You get that, sense of I got to keep my stuff protected and maybe even bring in my augment that allows me to put my weapon away, because I don't want to lose, said weapon. I definitely have played with people who were like, I'll bring my Bobcat, but I'm going to bring this just in case. And it's like, as soon as they get into a fight, they're almost like shooting, backing up, and then putting the gun away just so they don't lose it. And it should never be like that. Like you said, it should be like, oh no, I'm confident with this.
But that's a great point with the shimmy roll too. They actually nerfed it. That's what I've heard. They nerfed the shimmy roll where people can't just crouch or roll, crouch, and then shoot anymore, which is a good thing. And I know they nerfed the snap hook tech too. R.I.P. man. Yeah, I like using that so much, but it's reasonable. It's reasonable. But I know they nerfed that, and I think the bunch of nerfs are pretty good in my opinion. All the nerfs are good besides the Stitcher. I think the Stitcher they just made that shit useless at this point. You know, so
Yep.
Real quick, you said that they nerfed the roll.
that's what I heard. Yeah, I mean, people were trying to do it. I heard there's another tech for it,
I was
but
gonna say because somebody just used it on us last night. I had a shotgun. Somebody came in, blow, roll, bow, bow. I was like, what? It was
Yeah.
like so. I didn't even have time to respond. So it was just like I don't think they nerfed it. Now we have good ship alpaca. He's out here in the crowd. He said, people thought that like in Gears, wall balancing was cheating because you would bounce off the wall and keep going. He said that to him, he said there has to be some sort of movement tech to create a needed skill gap. Like, hey, these are where the elite players kind of, are, and these are where the people who are not so elite are. And if you don't do that, you keep nerfing everything that people are doing, you're also kind of taking away the skill gap, but not leaving any room for growth or for anything to be able to kind of, figure something new out. So, or a new way of playing the game. So I feel like these nerfs that they're doing need to be nerfed. Like, calm down, Embark. You're good on just some stuff, not everything. Just because you see certain people who are a little bit better at the game, you don't necessarily need to nerf, a lot of things.
Yeah, I agree with you. My take on that is if you're gonna try to balance the game, if you're gonna be trying to put everything to where the community is going to be happy, right? You can't be so aggressive with the nerfs. You have to bring it down a little bit, test it out, bring it back a little bit, test it out, right? Don't just go nuke the shit and expect people to not overreact, right? Because it's such a big change, It's just like going into like a jacuzzi, right? When it's hot, burns like a motherfucker when you're getting in there, You got to get in nice and slow and get used to it, So if they're going to be putting these changes out, they need to gradually do this to where they're able to actually review and test and observe and see how that update is going to work. Instead of, because what do you do, right? You're going to cut something in half. People are going to complain. How do you come back from that? You can't just go back in and just bring it right back, right? So, I mean, that's my thing on that. Fitzy says they should nerf the range of the damage on the Toro, right? The level 3 choke is the choke that people are using where they're like sniping across the map, basically, So you got teams in with level 3 chokes, and if you're running a free kick, you're dead to rights. You're not going to win that battle. There's no way. Even a level 2 choke, you're going to get wrecked. So there's a lot of different things that add more dynamic to the problem, and I think they're going about it. They're doing the updates for the right reasons, but they're not doing it the way they should be doing it, in my opinion. But then again, I'm not a developer, so I mean, don't quote me on my thoughts. That's just my opinion. So,
yeah, it's your opinion, but you are a consumer. You are a player who is playing the product right now. So you definitely should be able to have an opinion and say, "Hey, look, I love the game. I like it. Don't maybe, like you said, change too much because it may not be the same experience once you do that."
right.
So, I figured, these things are coming. Some of the nerfs are coming. I seen something on one of those Ark Raider things on, I think it was X or Facebook or something that said, "We hear you, about the Toro. It like there's a nerf coming." So you got to wonder, like, how many, it almost makes me feel like they're going to eventually nerf the anvil. You're going to nerf all your weapons down and almost force people to, hey, you want these, weapons that really do mass destruction? Because it's really only the people who are playing PvP. Because you can't, if you're nerfing the guns to go against the Ark, that's just like, why? So I feel like they're only speaking to the PvP community by doing this. Maybe you should have different modes, like we've been saying, and you don't have to nerf the guns. Maybe in this mode, the guns only have this level of health. They only, have this much you can upgrade them to, or you can only bring in epic weapons in the PvP. Make it to where it's worth the while. Make it like a risk reward factor or something. But to keep nerfing all your guns down that are people's favorites, I feel like it's going to be a move that might be detrimental to the community a little bit. Might, throw a lot of people off, because people are already saying like, hey man, what's the end game here? Kind of getting bored. So if you playing just PvP, you haven't given us a new map. You're just giving us new map conditions. So what's going on? And now you're nerfing the guns even more. Some people are starting to be like, you know what? I'll go ahead. Get up out of here, Ark. I'm gonna come back, when y'all give us some more stuff. And that's not what you want. You want to keep people happy and satisfied and playing the game. So.
Simmer mentioned thoughts on how expensive repairs are. Honestly, haven't noticed a big difference. I mean, it's little noticeable, but it hasn't really bothered me that much. At least from my side. I don't know. Wheezy goes in with a lot of stuff in and out on solo, so he's probably repairing Venator 4s all the time after gooping up the entire lobby. But for me, I lose my guns too often to notice. By the way, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Hello. And then Hello also says the Renegade works well for me. I got to my first PvP and made it out clean. Yeah, so we mentioned the Renegade. People are starting to use it. It didn't used to be a very common weapon, unless you're on Blue Gate, of course. But it's good to see that people, it's a thing now. We're utilizing everything the game has to offer. And Fitzy says, seems like they're just listening to the one side of the conversation, really don't want to support the FPS players. Do any of you feel the same way? What do you guys think about that? Do you think that they're siding too heavily with the PvE?
I've been saying that. This only affects the PvP players. If you're nerfing your guns, for us to go against them strong ass arcs, them big back arcs that y'all got in the game, the Shredder, and now you put this Firefly with this dragon breath in here, and you gonna nerf the guns that. Oh my God, like, what are you doing? No. So they're definitely just
Firefly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get you some, big dog. But they're definitely only talking to the PvP players. And that's like, man, you separating the community. You the one that said y'all didn't want to separate the community. And here you guys are separating the community in different ways. Like, if you know that the biggest streamer in the world is the Burnt Peanut. You see him and how many numbers he brings in. Why would you not lean into that and lean into the community? When they had the big war, the Bungulator war, you should have jumped on that and had factions. Even if it was an event, you've seen how big your game was blowing up. You should take advantage of these things. We're in a time and space where you can operate in real time. Like, oh, I just saw this last night. We can implement that into the game and update it next week because we have updates that come out every week. So I don't understand why they're trying to play the long game on everything. And that could bring us into the next topic, but I'm going to be honest, wasn't too happy with this new update. It's okay. And to be honest, it kind of got me sad for the next one. It kind of got my hopes down. Like, oh man, is April here yet?
Well, yeah, we got a lot coming. We got a lot of stuff that's coming up. But as far as the update we have now, the stuff they changed with the weapons, we're just gonna have to deal with it. We're gonna have to, see what happens. We're strapped in this roller coaster. It's gonna have an A to B, so we might as well just ride the ride while we got it. They changed a lot of the stuff with the crafting for even the PvE people. So we have deadline mines are changed, trailblazers, wolf packs, Vita sprays, showstoppers. So to craft these things, you have to add even more components, which I agree. Some of these purple items, it was kind of shocking, right? Like when we got the blueprint for the deadline, it was so ridiculously cheap to craft, and you pay $15,000 for it if you don't have the blueprint, but you go and sell a Mantis and you can craft it with like, 2 pennies and a nickel, So adding this stuff, it needed to happen because when you bring a pink item in the game, it should be a premium, like top of the line. It's going to perform the best. And by making them cheap, where everyone can just bring this stuff in, it kind of takes away from the excitement when you fucking cat. The excitement from taking somebody down and they got a bunch of purples on them. Sorry, my cat is literally like on my ass. She's like clawing at me and shit. So that I agree with them doing this because it needed to happen. So I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I mean, it's what we got. I think it's good. I think we needed to have it change. So
Good Ship was saying that, they also got the new the pop triggers. That the rolling pop triggers, that those are really fun to be able. Your cat's turning you up.
yeah, dude. I'll be. hold on. I'm gonna
You're
kick her
good.
out. Give me a second.
You're good. No, but I was gonna say the spotter relays too. Did you know that now when you put the spotter relays out on the ground, they actually follow you around, like how the spotters do in the sky? I just saw a video on that. So that's one thing that's new that we've been seeing, and also like he was saying, the pop triggers now being able to be thrown. Those are cool little upgrades that they did. Little fixes and stuff they added to the game that are cool. But I'm still kind of upset with a lot of the stuff they changed. I feel like they could have just did other things. Because like Good Ship Alpaca was just saying, it's cool to recycle and recraft and do all those things, and it was cool to they were cheap and you can kind of bring them in because it allowed people to use them when they're cheap like that. It kind of is like, hey, you know what? I can bring one of these in because they're cool to make. But now it's like they're almost forcing you to go in PVE. Like, hey, you want
Right.
one of these? You gotta go get one from a Rocketeer. Like, why do I have to? And Rocketeers aren't in Stellamontis. So it's like, I see what you guys are doing. You're trying to force us to go a certain way. And it's kind of like,
what do you think, Wheezy? What's your thoughts on the crafting?
I think the changes are pretty good, honestly. But I think the only thing that don't make sense to me is a wolf pack that costs a Rocketeer driver. Like why?
Yeah.
Like why? Like that makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's way too expensive. And it's gonna take too much time just to get one Rocketeer driver. Unless you didn't make the Rocketeer drop more Rocketeer drivers, then maybe it'd be worth it. But again, like it's not. It's kind of just kind of pointless. But like how you were saying, Sandy, is where when they were cheap, it takes away the rarity. Like it makes like all right, it's a purple, but it costs like 2 things to make, and I can get that like within like 10 seconds into the match. Like it makes sense why they changed it, but I feel like some of the changes are like too expensive. Like I don't think it shouldn't be that way. I mean, you make it up more obviously, but don't make it too expensive where I feel like there's no point in getting like a wolf pack, for example. I feel like everything else is
Right.
cool. Makes sense, but just the Rocketeer driver, like, kind of just like, what the fuck? Like, I ain't gonna like grind my ass off for one wolf pack for one Rocketeer, when the whole lobby is gonna know I'm there, So,
Right.
but other than that, though, I mean, yeah, it makes sense, I'm glad they actually are implementing, like the changes for to make it more expensive, but don't make it too expensive. All it is, man.
No. Fitzy says, what do you think about certain weapons, certain explosives only being able to bring down certain arc, also known as bosses, which would give more value to the loot system based instead of making it more expensive to make loot? So let me just let this simmer for a minute. So like, he's saying basically make something that is specific to the queen or specific to the Rocketeer that's more expensive. That's like a guaranteed, I guess. Throw it and does more damage. I don't know. I think before they start doing that, I think that they need to fine tune what they already have going on because, as people that play the game and enjoy the game, and after 8-hour work shift, you know, it's exciting to get on the game and play, right? I want to use what they have, what they give me to utilize as it is, and the stuff that they're changing right now, it's already kind of just it's still so unbalanced. There needs to be a lot more tweaking they need to do, and I'm going to go back to exactly what I said before. Stop going from one extreme to the other. Stop just throwing stuff in the trash, man. You know, like give it a little bit of a bump or give it a little bit of a knock, and then test it out. You know, they got a 4-year roadmap. 4 years to figure this stuff out. We don't need to have this accelerate in just a 30-day time, you know? It's just too aggressive, you know? It's gonna, I wouldn't say it's gonna knock down the people that are playing the game. It's not gonna lower their numbers. But if you frustrate people so often, eventually you're gonna start doing damage. So it's their baby. This is the game of the year. This game is outperforming every other game that has come out in the last 5 years. So if it's your baby, wouldn't you, you know, like give it little nudges instead of just smacking it with a fucking hammer? You know, like come on, like they just need to dial it back a little bit. You know, that's just my opinion on that. I wanted to get if you guys are good with the weapons and stuff so far. We have the update that came out. I don't know how much you guys have dabbled in it. Honestly, the hurricane update, I barely played it. I want to play it more. I want to actually experience it and take a break from PvP a little bit and maybe, well, I can still PvP on hurricane, but I mean, I want to take a break from some of the maps and like really give this hurricane stuff a try with the caches. So there's a lot of different elements they've included with this where like you jump off of stuff and the wind can blow you completely off course. Your throwables don't work as good. Your shield sparkles. You're super obvious. Streets and I were playing the other day and you could see every motherfucker on that map running around, you know, flickering blue, you know, which is freaking awesome, you know, because I'm blind as a bat, dude. So like I can actually see who I'm shooting at, you know. So there's things like that are really cool. Have you guys, what do you guys, or when you guys have played the hurricane, what do you guys think about it so far?
Go ahead. You want to go ahead?
That's all you. You got it.
Yeah, look. Rats. I feel like there was a lot of rats. I feel like people weren't really, because if you look at the game in general, a lot of people are already level 75. It's capped, right? So you can't go past that. So people are already level 75. A lot of people aren't doing the expedition. A lot of people are, you know, they already have everything they need. So a lot of people that I came across during the hurricane event were just ratted up inside of the building. And as soon as you go in, they're shooting you. I ran into that all night. And it was frustrating. It's like nobody was in the storm. You know, when I did see somebody, it was, you know, few and far between. And they were at a distance. It wasn't really like I got into a ton of gunfights. And I got into one or two that was cool, you know, but then again, you're having to put your shield back on, take it off, you know, or leave it on and take damage. And to me, I just felt like I wasn't really too pleased with it. It's like, whatever to me. If you're already at the end game, you know, you're already at the end of the game and you've got all your weapons and all your, you know, stuff you want to acquire, what would you do besides go on that map in PvP? But, you know, everybody's ratted up in the building. So as soon as you go into a building, you're getting shot as soon as you walk in. And then you're having to hurry up and put your shield on and let it charge all the way up. So for me, I just felt like, it was mad. It was a lot of hype. I was hyped for it. And once I finally got the Shrouded Sky event, I was just kind of let down. That was my take on it.
Right.
What are you thinking, Wheezy? What was your experience, sir?
Same here. I mean, I found the hurricane pretty cool. You know, I actually like everything. The rats are the biggest issue on that game mode. I'm not gonna lie, man. Because when you take it off, their shield is already popped. You know, they're good, ready to go, chilling in there in the corner, and then, you know, you're just done, you know, like fuck. Like my shield didn't even recharge as fast. But I mean, they could update it where like the when you put on your shield, you know, maybe it doesn't take that long. You know, maybe it's like a bar each second. You know, like depending on what kind of shield you got on, like that could be a solvable issue. You know, because if you're gonna be dealing with rats, at least have our shield come out pretty quickly, or at least like you know, if full. If not, you know, not let it recharge and let it build up. But other than that, though, man, it's cool. You know, I was excited, but like, it's alright. You know what I'm saying? The new art that they added though, it's fucking scary. I ain't gonna lie, they're scary as fuck. Every time I see a firefly, bro, I'm just running the opposite way. I don't care about that. Every time I see was it a comet, right? That's how you call it? One of those armored fireballs. Dude, the radius on that thing is crazy. So crazy, man. And I think they did well with the arc. I know people don't like it because it's like, oh, it's a wasp, you know, with armor, this and that. Like, I mean, it's cool. Like, I feel like it's unique in my opinion because you have it's literally on your trail, man. It doesn't go away at all. And the comet, man, radius, it's like another fireball. So maybe I get why people are like annoyed on that because it's literally just a fireball, which is armor on it. But I feel like adding these arcs, man, it kind of make it hard, you know, to be out. I feel like they bring up the difficulty up more, in my opinion, because it's just scary. Every time you see a firefly, it's like, oh shit, I gotta run, I gotta go the opposite direction. So, what about you, Streets?
I just wanted to add with the Firefly. I feel like that arc is the only arc that it's hard to know where its weak spot is. It's hard to shoot. All the other ones are kind of like playing. You know, you shoot the wasp, the back's propellers, it goes down. You shoot the shredder at the bottom, it goes down. You know, everything has a yellow weak point. I feel like this one's kind of covered up and in a weird position to where it's hard to hit. It's not like really visible at all times. If you're shooting from the side or behind it, it's kind of harder to see. So I felt like they could have maybe put that in a better position. But
I don't.
Right.
I'm with you. I'm running. When I see that, I'm not fighting that thing. I'm out of there.
Hell
You
no,
got it.
man.
I'm gone. I'm out
Yeah,
of there.
I-
I'm not fighting that Firefly. It's a wrap. 3 Raiders take, and then you're taking so long to take it down, you attract other Raiders. So
Yeah.
especially during like, you know, the hurricane event, I just feel like they made the arc stronger and they made the guns weaker. Like, what's the end game? And you're
Yeah.
adding now flying fire to the game. It's like, and they, like you said, they don't get off of your trail. They're on your tail the whole time. So I don't know. They gotta help us out. Embark, help us out a little bit, baby. Don't send
Yeah.
all the arc to kill us, man. Help us out a little bit. What about you,
Wow.
Sandy? How are you feeling with everything?
You know, like I said, I haven't had a lot of time on it. I just think it's cool to have nice shiny things, you know. So the dynamic is pretty cool. It's cool that they have so many different things that you have to do in the game. I mean, you have flying debris that damages your shields. You got the sparking. You have to take your shield off, so now you're exposed. Like there's so many different elements or different, like a lot of dynamic to how it can change what's going to happen based off of what you're going to encounter, right? So I actually asked before the update dropped, I asked Hutch about it, and he even said that he didn't really like, or he wasn't super excited about the last updates. And actually, I have that in here if you guys want to see it. Here's the video right here on his take on it. There we go.
Yeah, Sandy, I'm pumped too. I'm pumped for the update as well. I can't wait. It's like, listen, I said a little bit about it last night. The last couple of updates have been not very good, and you know,
I'm definitely gonna need just serious inventory management at some point.
Not uber optimistic about the next one. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope it's great, bro. I hope it's fucking fantastic.
I lost all my vendors and Toros.
So I mean, he's even saying, hey, the last couple of things we got, you know, not mind blowing. You know, this one, I mean, it's new. You know, we get to try something new. You know, but they could have done a lot better with it. I think. I think that the aspect of running a game, you're not going to know what's going to happen at all times. You know, that's just part of listening to the community. So, I mean, if they don't do it, and they, how are they supposed to make the game better? So I'm just taking it with stride. I just trying the new stuff that they give me to play with, and running with it. So, but as far as sustainability, do you think it's going to stay, or you think they're going to change this? You think they're going to change the hurricane to something completely different, or is it going to be like a recurring thing?
I think it'll be recurring. I think they're gonna treat it just like they do the other ones. Keep it in a rotation. Maybe put it on a timer where it's not around all the time. Kind of like the electromagnetic storm. But again, I wasn't super happy with this update. I felt like they could have did a lot more. And I feel like they're drip feeding us. And I also, went ahead and looked at the next update, which is Flashpoint. And it's
Right.
like almost like Bird City's update. Like, we're not getting a lot. And all we're getting is a new map condition. And it's just like, I wish you would give us a little bit more. I don't think the biggest, I feel like they should give us the ribbon tides in March. Don't wait till April. Obviously, they've already got the roadmap laid out. But I just feel like you're like teasing us in a sense. Like, just give us something to wow us again. Give us another map to where man, this is amazing.
Right.
I feel like I'm just not getting that. So I'm gonna hutch on that one. Like, the last couple updates, and with this, they kind of kept that meh going. And you know what I said before this on the last podcast last week? I said, I wonder how this will affect Stellamontes. And we said maybe, the shredders will have blown the doors open and they've got out. There was rumor of that. That didn't happen. It didn't change anything in Stellamontes. So it's again like they almost don't like their PvP fan base. It's almost not that they don't like them, but they're kind of like, we're not going to do a lot for you guys. We want the game to be PvE. You guys are making it into PvP, and we're not kind of going to give in to you guys. We're kind of going to give you less.
Yeah. Well, one thing that Embark does really well, whoever their sound engineer is a god. Whoever does their marketing, man, I hope they're paying that dude a good money, because look at the Shrouded update thing they put out. This is the trailer for it, and this made me, like, before it dropped, I was super excited to see it. I don't know if it's playing or not. Oh, here we go. Have to make it play.
Calling all Raiders, time to head back down. It's just not worth it. We're not risking flooding the tubes for you.
Hey, why are all the lamps?
She has a hard job, by the way. I noticed.
We're gonna blow the northern power.
It's another system. Call Tom. Tell him to keep that generator online. Pablo, it's Shani. I'll be on the channel all night.
Where's the guy you spooked?
And whatever's hiding in it.
Gatekeeper
Hey,
2-5.
Shani here. Double the inner seals for now. Don't log it as an emergency.
Then what do I log it as?
Maintenance. Celeste, listen.
Why the hell have I got Raiders topside?
I'm dealing with it. The storm took us all by
We're goddamn security!
It won't happen again. Hey, Benji, I'm just about to call the crew down at the slingshot. Can you make sure we're sealed across all lines?
You're expecting trouble.
I'm expecting people not to listen.
Pronto, slingshot 234.
Dino, listen up. Close the tubes. Nobody leaves.
Sì, ho capito, ma dammi 5 minuti.
No, not in 5. Do it right now.
Ehi, fermo, è chiuso. Hey man, it's closed.
I mean, they do a fantastic job at this. I love that. Every time they have a commercial thing that comes out or a trailer, it's like fire, And then you get in the hurricane, you're like, damn it.
Yes, they got us. They got me again.
What do you think, Wheezy?
Nah, yeah. The whole trailer for it, man, it's good. I ain't gonna lie, it got me hyped. Like, oh shit, all right, see it, and then fuck, I got you got fucking rats in the corner, bro. Like, no, man,
Yeah.
I can't, man. I mean, it's good, man. I like the concept of it, man. I like the breeze flying around, shield popping. I like the whole concept, right? But I feel like they could add just a little bit more. If not, just like how Streets was saying, have that map on March, you know, because I feel like that's what they're waiting on. I think they're just dropping it here and there, trying to keep us entertained, and then they're gonna drop the big shit on April, which I don't think they should do that, because it's gonna bring people away, and then they're already making mistakes like the updates with the Stitcher. You know, they're making mistakes here and there, which is fine. You know, like it is what it is, right? But I don't know. I think they're just kind of milking it all the way until April, and I don't think if if Marathon, you know, does good, you know, then I think it might flip on the other direction. But who knows? Who knows?
Well,
Yeah, man.
they gave Streets a toy to play with. They gave the he's been rocking this skin like crazy.
The Sergeant?
Yeah, and you know what? The people, the PvE that like to play medic, finally got a medic skin.
Which is cool.
That's fire,
really cool.
man. It's so fire.
Exactly.
The Raider, they did good on the Raider deck. This is like the first good Raider deck that we got. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. No, we needed like a medic skin. We need an engineer skin. We need a combat like we need like little category things. You know, so because people like I like the PvP. I also like the PvE, but the game is 80% PvE players, and with PvE comes roleplay. That's what people like to do. You know, it's fun for them. You know, so to have the skins that they can put that skin on and roleplay that character, I think that's awesome that they're doing that. You know, so I like the raccoon. I like the guard trash cans. You know, I like to eat scraps out of the dumpster. You know, like I like to be a degenerate. You know, so. But you've been rocking that skin, man. You got that barber.
Yeah, he's going in. I'm rocking with it for sure, man. I like it. I'm not gonna lie, it's cool. I always like the Raider decks when they give us, new stuff. Some of the outfits sometimes are a little silly, to me, but they're cool. Like you said, you're getting something new. It's new and shiny. It's cool. Definitely was rocking with this though.
Well, Fitzy's asking for each of us if we could add one thing to the game right now. What would it be? What would we add? And what's one thing we would change at this point so far? So
PvP mode.
Well,
that's my take.
Yeah, I if we're gonna add one thing, give me a flamethrower. I've been asking for this for like months now, and Mark, I need to shoot a flamethrower in a room so I can at least push a little harder. Come on.
Can I say something else? I'm not gonna lie. There's a few things because I have good ship out Packer. He's been over here lighting up the chat. But there's one thing I would like to add. One thing he would like to add. If we're not doing just the PvP, I would like them to add an augment that allows you to revive yourself and get up. Why do we have to crawl across the map on our hands and knees and then stop in the corner somewhere and then crawl again? Your teammates, if you get killed in the beginning, you're watching 30 minutes of your teammate just crawl across the map. Why not, if you're going to give us 75, why not just give us an augment that lets us get 100% of our health back and get up?
Yeah, just
if you
nerf it
crawl
heavily,
somewhere,
Yeah,
if you crawl somewhere and you're able to fully get back up, that changes everything. Why not? And I'll give this to Marathon. I like this. When you down a teammate or somebody gets down, even when they're dead, you can go back to their body and revive them, even after they've died out. So I thought that was really good. Smirksies said he wishes they would implement 4-man squads. First, one thing he would add would be 4-man squads, because who has just 3 friends or 2 friends? Everybody has a 4-man squad. Like, so somebody's left out. And then you give us 1v3. Like, if you don't just give us that 4-man squad and quit playing with us, like, come on, man. But that's just my take on it and his take. What do you guys think they should implement?
I agree with everything. 4-man needs. They can potentially release their first legendary augment, which could be the self revive. That could be pretty cool, So that I think they should implement that. I think the whole revive thing, I think they should stay away from it, in my opinion. I think, I mean, it's a cool aspect, Fortnite did it with the little reboot card, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that, of reviving your teammate after they died. Yeah, I know it's kind of cool. They should get revived, but I just don't think they should implement it. I don't think it's like I don't think it's in the right aspect in that type of like genre, because Marathon is kind of like an arcadey, like I don't know, kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Like just kind of like cartoonish, It's like, yeah, I'm gonna revive you,
Yeah.
And Ark is kind of more like realism type of thing, I got two things I wanna add, right? PvP trials, and we were just talking about it, the last podcast, and how Streets was saying, like the little, they were taking away movement. I think they should add a little bit more movement for people that are kind of getting skilled. Add something kind of new to the movement system where we can actually like how like kind of Gears of War we wall bounce crazy going back and forth. But maybe add like I don't know anything, anything that you can try to like master it, and maybe you can get an advantage of killing people. I think they should add something because it's kind of getting boring when you just roll, shoot, roll, shoot, roll, shoot, roll, cover, shoot. Like you need a little bit more fun. And then when you say, oh yeah, the one thing one thing I want to get rid of, if I could, I would. PvE players, man. I don't know. um, I
I'm
think
screaming.
I think Ark is so like they wanted PvP because they think PvE is boring. Now people think that PvE is actually more better in Ark, just strictly PvE. I don't think that's the case, man. I think PvP brings the game to light. I don't want to be role playing. That's not my type of thing. No hate to anybody that likes to role play. No shade, right? I don't wanna role play and like shoot Ark and then be buddy, maybe get married in the game or some shit. I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just those two things. Those two things.
Yeah, I think with the PvE PvP, the aggression based matchmaking was the best move they could make, because if you choose to be friendly and you choose to do PvE, it's going to put you in whole different lobbies with only PvE people, which appeases that crowd. And then you could put yourself, into a PvP lobby. If you're aggressive and you're just out there, just causing mayhem, it's going to put you in only lobbies that people that want to play that play style are being put in there with you. So there is a way for them to do this to appease both crowds. The PvP, when they came out with the game in development, it was going to be a PvE only. It was too fucking boring. There wasn't enough dynamic to the game, so they added PvP to it, and they did that for a reason, because having that danger of any moment someone's going to come up and want your shit, now you have to fight for it, right? And it's not just Hello Kitty on an adventure, collecting flowers, right? Like there's dragons, so I think that the balancing portion of it is totally doable. I don't think it's impossible, but they just need to take their time and listen to the people and do it the right way, As far as like the mode we had, we thought it was going to be a PvE only map. I got a lot of hate for that comment that I said, where I said, "Oh, we need to have 1 hour, map event where it's only PvE." A lot of people did not like that. They were like, "No, that will ruin the game." So I mean, we can only state our opinion, but there's a lot of masses out there that they have their opinions too, and that's what's going to make or break the game. You have to appease everybody, but how do you do that? I mean, it's tough.
I say, why not just give us the option? I don't know why it's so hard. If you want to play PvP, go ahead. If you want to play PvE, go ahead. If you want to play all together, PvP or PvE, then go ahead. As long as people are playing your game, you're winning. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that separation is always a bad thing. Like with the skill gap, why not have like, hey, at level 75, we'll take the cap off and maybe give you up to 100. But the people from 75 to 100, like how they had the 40 and over skill, matchmaking. Why not do something over 75 and say, hey, if you're at the end and you're between 75 and 100, you're going to get this type of lobby. You're going to get this type of, player that you're going against. Maybe the arc is a little harder. Do something like that. Give us a little more on that aspect as well. I don't think that they're looking at all the things they could do.
I mean, you guys should see Wheezy on some solos, man. He goes into a solo match, and it's a PvE lobby, and he's just murdering everybody. And the crying, man, it's insane. He's like a wolf loose in a fucking chicken pen, dude. He's just tearing it up, So
Facts. Same with Smirk. Facts.
So-
They be going crazy.
People always ask me, "Are you friendly?" No, I don't even lie.
No!
I tell them
Yeah, I'm
no.
shooting.
I don't lie. That's one thing about me, man. I don't lie when they're telling me like, "Oh, are you friendly?" I'm gonna be buddy with you, then kill you at the end. I'm gonna tell you no. I want all the smoke, dead or alive, man. I don't care. I want all the smoke, even after I'm dead. I'll kill you after the afterlife. All right.
And you know what? I'm looking at what Smirk is saying right now. He's like, why not just give the PvE lobbies less loot or more loot or less loot? You want people to play the PvE more, put more loot in the PvE only lobbies. Or if you put, something exclusive like a legendary augment or a legendary weapon in
SMG.
the PvP. There you go. Yeah, you feel me? Legendary SMG. It will make people for the PvP want to PvP even more. So that's what he's saying. He's like, hey, you know what? Maybe just change it up a little bit. Make it to where there's more loot or less loot, in the PvP, and maybe more in the PvE. But he says obviously he thinks it's going to be harder in the PvE, so to put the harder loot. But obviously, like you guys said, there's only 20%, so we know they're not going. So I think, as a suggestion, maybe put the exclusive loot like how you have it right now in the Hurricane event. Put stuff like that in the PvE map, so where you can have Raider caches with Bobcats and Tempests in them. And then the PvP don't have as much loot because people aren't necessarily going to loot; they're going to shoot.
Right. Well, with the updates that are out right now as it sits, with you guys, because I ran with you a lot streets. I know Weezy's been playing when he can because he's had a week here. As it sits right now, how do you feel? Like, do you feel like are you excited to get off work and get on the game and play, or do you have like any kind of like, shit, all right, well, I'm just gonna use what I got kind of feeling? Like, where are you guys at?
I still have, the excitement to play the game. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't play yesterday. I went to the WWE event with SmackDown, and when I got home, I was like, man, I'm gonna get on some Ark. I want to get on some Ark Raiders. I still like it, and again, because I PvP, and I don't necessarily go do the Hurricane event all the time. I'm in Stellamontes free kit. I'm in Stellamontes with a regular kit. It's not really, the only thing it's really affecting me is, like you said, you're nerfing the guns that we normally use, like the Stitchers, like the Venators. That sucks. Outside of that,
yep,
I'm really tripping. To the PvP, good chips at the PvP is just too much fun. And we need a new map.
right.
And we do. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, the last map we got was Stella. And it was amazing, and it's just been that ever since. I wish they would give us another map. But we're not getting that till April. This is yucky.
Yeah. Or you at Wheezy?
I'm not. I mean, I am kind of getting bored because I'm waiting for Expedition. 2 days until it. So I'm kind of just playing just to play, not playing just to gain. But honestly, I still like it though. Like that's the only game I play right now. I think I might be a little biased. I still love it. Yeah, it's the first time. It actually brought me to life. I'm actually having fun, staying up all night, playing a game that I actually do enjoy. So it's just. I like it. Obviously waiting for Expedition. I thought I was gonna get Expedition the last like yesterday or 2 days ago. Then I realized I gotta wait 40 more days until all my shit gets wiped. Other than that, though, I'm still still loving it. Obviously the nerfs, it could be a little iffy, but it's just one bad nerf. I'm gonna be real, it's just one bad nerf, all right, or two actually, just two. Stitcher and then the wolf packs.
Sure.
What I'm missing?
Well,
Oh, the Toro, yeah, yeah, the Toro. I mean, reasonable, but I still think it should keep just the same. Yeah, it's just count that as three then. Three bad nerfs. But other than that, though, they've been doing pretty good. They've been doing pretty good. Besides the Hurricane too. Hurricane's kind of 50-50. I'm not gonna throw that shit out in the trash. It's 50-50 because it's fun. But yeah,
It's not fun enough to keep me wanting to play it all day. That's the only thing. Like once I play a few times and the map changes, I'm like, all right, back to Stella or back to Blue Gate. It's not like, anything's in there for the people who have already got to the end. That's why we need a new map to explore. And I'm going to keep saying this, like, I'm not excited for Flashpoint. I'm not. If you look we're just getting more storms. The map is, the emblem's a lightning bolt. It's like, more weather, bro. Like, come on, give us a new arc. Give us, a big arc, not like the small arc. Give us a major arc. I'm going to ask you this. When's the last time you really went and fought the queen? Not the matriarch, the queen. That's what I'm saying. Once you've done it it's like, what keeps you doing it? Once you get the cells, what keeps you on? They need to go ahead and update their maps and give us a new one. You can keep updating them, but give us a new one. We know you got it, baby. Give it up.
Well, we got the Firefly and the ball, the comet. Those things are freaking annoying, man. I cannot stand the Firefly.
I'm in a new, like a major arc, like a huge arc. Because
boss.
Have you noticed in the Hurricane event, I forgot where I saw that on X, on Twitter, there was a arc in the sky that was flying across. Have you seen that?
Yep.
So I'm like, hey, man, that could be cool, Give us an arc in the sky. Yeah, freaking aliens. Give us an arc in the sky. Or maybe that's us from Spaceport flying over, or, something.
Yeah.
You never know. They're going to storytell somehow, but give us something that we can go do that's fun. Like, I thought the Hurricane event was going to bring something crazy with it, too. And it's just like, we just made us take our shields off and have Ark throwing fire at us and blowing up on us. Like, come on, man.
Well, on topic, but kind of a little bit off topic. I wanted to talk about Marathon. Dude, I don't want to sound like a whiny bitch, but if you're gonna fucking put a game out for PC, I should be able to download this fucking game on my PC and not have it hijack my audio system, not have cursor bugs. Don't make me set the game up for a fucking hour before I can even get to the tutorial, right? I had to fight for my life just to get this game to work. Barely. And then when I did get in the game, it still didn't fucking work. So I deleted that shit. All 15 gigs I got back on my SSD, save my time. Because at the end of the day, you want to play a game? Who wants to spend an hour just to get the fucker the launch, right? So G had passed their height since Destiny 2. And the stuff that they did with this, it's a stress test. It's beta, whatever excuse people are going to throw out there. But if you're going to release something to stress test, how do you do that if you can't even get in the game, right? You have to be like a IT engineer to get the game to work. So if you go on to Summit 2G's channel, you go on to even Hutch and a couple of these big streamers, every single one of them has complained about this bug where they're trying to set it up and get in the game and they literally could not. They had to like close it and reopen it. You know what I mean? So that's my frustration with that. So I'm gonna give them a try. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. but that shit pissed me off to the point to where I'm talking about it now. You've tried it, Streets. I don't know if you have, Wheezy, but from what you've experienced with it, what are your thoughts on Marathon? And do you think that Marathon has any chance on overtaking Ark?
No, it's not going to overtake Ark. It's just not going to happen, in my personal opinion. Yes, I played it. It had tons of bugs. My frustration was the same thing. I'm in the game and I'm trying to click on stuff and the cursor would go away. And I'm like, bro, where'd my cursor go? Then I found out if you alt tab at all that you couldn't even get the cursor back in the game. Like you said, you had to start the game over or, be an IT tech and try to figure it out and get it to work. And it was to the point where I was having to click other stuff, drag stuff on this screen to get this to come up. I had to cut my monitor off. Remember, I had you cut your monitors off.
Oh, dude.
Just to get it to recognize that it's in full screen mode. If you went into anything outside of that, the game just glitched out, with your cursor. And it was awful.
I was so
outside
mad.
of that, the graphics were cool. They were different. They were a little blocky. Everything seemed like it was kind of squared off. Look at Weezy laughing. It's kind of blocky and squared off. It was cool. The colors were popping. I feel like they had a cool concept. Even shooting sometimes was really cool. I didn't really always hear people coming up behind me. And again, that goes to show you how good the audio is in Ark Raiders. Because when you hear somebody coming up, you hear them. And this, I was getting shot that I'm turning like, whoa, what? I didn't even hear you coming up. And the TTK was really fast, which was cool for people who like to, come probably from Call of Duty or Apex or, any of those shooters like that, Battlefield. The TTK is kind of similar to a point. So it wasn't bad as far as that. I would give it another try. Again, it's a stress test. We get it. It's not going to be perfect. This is what it's made for, for us to break the game basically and figure out what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
So once it comes out on the 5th, obviously in 5 days, I will give it another chance. Maybe, I don't know, $40 is from what I played from the beta. I don't know if I'm willing to spend that $40, but we'll see when it comes out. And I see some other people playing and maybe see how the glitches have changed. Because every game's going to have a bug even when it first comes out, right? You got to find it, I feel like, nowadays. So once they get through all the bugs and stuff, maybe in a couple weeks, I'll go back and revisit and see what I do. But right now, it's definitely not taking over Ark Raiders in no way. And it got a lot of work to do. Ark Raiders put the work in, and I feel like they have their work to put in too.
Fun fact, by the way, Ark Raiders' budget for their game was $75 million. You want to guess how much how much Bungie spent on Marathon?
How much?
$145 million to develop that game. So tell me, right?
Ooh.
Embark can do this with $75 million, but Bungie can't put something out that works out of the box at $145 million? I wonder who, their team is rock solid, man. Other than nerfing my Stitcher. I hate them for that. But, but I mean, it speaks volumes, right? Like the capability of these people. Sorry, Weezy, I didn't mean to, I don't know if you had your thing up, but what do you think, Weezy?
I haven't played it, but all the videos that I've seen and all the complaints that I've seen, I don't think I'm gonna download it. I don't think I was going to play it, but it's not worth my time. I'm gonna be honest, man. It's not worth my time. And for 100, what you said, 150, 100 mil?
$145 million was what they
5
spent.
mil to make it look like a Roblox game, bro. Let's be real. All these items look pixelated. I see it. The PvP, the gunplay, right, is cool. Actually, like it looks good. I haven't played it, but it looks good, right? I'm not gonna bash on them about everything, right? But I think obviously they had a certain art style they were going for, but I just don't think it's not appealing in my opinion. It's not really appealing. But of all the bugs that you guys dealt with, think about with Ark, right? I never had a bug on Service Line. I placed the Service Line for Ark. I didn't have no bugs at all. No bugs at all. It was smooth. It was a really good beta. Really good beta. So if you're gonna try to compete with Ark Raiders, right? If that's what they're trying to do, which it seems like they already are, that's what it seems like they're trying to do, right? With the $40 and extraction shooter, they're trying to compete, right? But I just don't think they're going. I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're gonna beat Ark Raiders, man, because this is already a polished game. Even the numbers, I saw the numbers. It's dropping already. Ark is at 100K. Marathon's probably like 70, 60K. And that's on the test. If people really did enjoy it, people were probably playing Marathon other than Ark Raiders, It's just not good. Not a good sight to see for a game that's gonna drop so soon, So
Right.
but
Well,
again, I can't really bash on it completely. But yeah.
I just say player and fan base loyalty, right? Who are you going to side with? You're going to side with the people that are capable and are listening to you and are doing things, and they're making an attempt to do things that are going to make the game enjoyable for you. And they're engaged with the community. Bungie's kind of just been out of it for a long time. They just kind of just been putting out slop for the last couple years. Destiny 2's got a pretty big following to it, and there's a lot of diehard fans from that end. But they could have done so much better than what they have done here. And, I'm sure when I was setting up that stream to try to play Marathon, everyone's like, damn, dude, Sandy's such a whiny bitch, dude. Fucking guy complains about everything. I really don't. Like, if you have to spend an hour to set something up, there's something wrong, right? It's not like I'm running Windows XP. You know what I mean? I should be able to just drop it on the computer and play it. Ark Raiders, when they dropped the game, it was plug and play. You could jump right in and start playing the game. There were zero issues for me, and I haven't seen anything on social media posts saying that they had any kind of major, like software issues with their game when they launched it. So, especially if you're spending $145 million, right? I mean, what did they spend all the money on? Like where did it go? It definitely didn't go to the freaking graphics. I mean, come on, I don't know.
All of the trailers,
I'm gonna...
bro.
Yeah.
All the trailers, they made that shit look so good, bro.
Somebody, there's pocketing that money. They're like, 145 million.
They probably
gonna take us to make this game 100 million. Yeah, let me go ahead and get that. Somebody pocketed about 45 million. Let me go ahead and put that in my pocket right quick for sure. But no, I will say this. I don't want to just bash them into the ground. I will praise them on one thing. They have an end game, which Ark Raiders does not. And I think that is the one thing that may keep them in competition with Ark Raiders, is the fact that once you get to a certain level, like in their game, one of their stages is locked. And you can't get to that until you get to a certain level. So it gives you like in the mindset of, I need to grind to get to that level so I can unlock that. And then they tell you, hey, once you get to this level, you want to bring your best gear. You want to bring your best loadout so that you can go against a boss. And once you unlock, the end game is the boss, and there's so much you can do with that. You can have it, next month or a couple months. Now we have a new, you raise the level and we have a new boss. You unlock this map once you get to this level. But Ark Raiders doesn't have that. Me and Smirk were talking, and their end game, it just seems like they're kind of lazy a little bit. It's like, hey, just delete all your stuff and try again, start over. And it's like, okay, well, why don't you take the same advice? Scrap all the stuff you're doing. Give us new maps. Give us new weapons. Give us other augments so we can get up off the ground and stop doing the help me slide. Give us 4 people to play in the game. You give us the same thing. You want us to wipe and give us an expedition? Okay, let's see you do it. Be a leader. Lead by example. Go ahead. Wipe everything that you're doing. Give us something new. You want us to give all our stuff up and keep playing? Give us a reason to keep playing. Because right now, what is your end game? You don't have one. It's just there's no new skills in the tree. You don't raise the cap up past 75. What are you doing? And you don't expand to give us new maps. You don't give us anything for the PvP. You give us less. You nerf the guns. What's the end game? What is the end game for Ark Raiders? You don't have one. And I think that's where they need to figure it out, because it's not impossible for one of these games to pass them up, because you're in the lead right now. Remember, the same people you see going up is the same people you see coming down. So, you never know what you can see. Wheezy, what do you have to say about that?
No, I totally agree, man. It's cool doing an expedition, but I'm kind of getting tired of it. It's kind of keep getting my account wiped over and over and over again, right? Yeah, I don't know, man. But the end game, man, I don't know. They need a situation to figure it out, right? But I feel like they need to add something also new to the skill tree. And I got something, all right. What if they add a scrappy skill tree? You know what I'm saying? A little scrappy skill tree, maybe produce more loot. You know what I mean? Maybe produce more seeds, whatever. Maybe get a rarity item once in a while. You come back after a raid, and then boom, you get a Tempest, level 1.
Yep.
Don't gotta be crazy, but level 1 Tempest, like, oh shit, my Scrappy actually pecking away. You know what I mean? Like, so like I think they should, add a little bit more to Scrappy. I mean, I don't know what they did to Scrappy update. I don't really know besides adding seeds, but I
They
don't know.
buffed
That's
him
it.
though, for sure. They
Yeah,
definitely buffed him.
But yeah, maybe adding more skill, maybe a skill tree. I think that'd be kind of cool. Give us something more to do instead of just us. Instead of the Raider. How about get some love to Scrappy? Because he be doing some hard work.
Well, it's like with sturdy ankles, right? You could jump off of high things. Like for Scrappy, you can get like Iron Pecker. Like he's got a stronger Pecker. And just I don't know, something like that. Like he's got like different little tiers.
Or, do it like this even. If you say you have a really good raid, say the better you do in the raid, the better Scrappy does when he's in the field.
Yeah.
So if you're coming back with $100,000 worth of loot, of goop, maybe Scrappy comes back with like some epic items, some pink items, some legendary loot as well. That's just random. Where it's like, oh, wow. And it would make you almost want to be checking your Scrappy instead of just, hey, I'm going to delete this stuff to make room for other things that I get. Why not maybe give him a skill tree like Wheezy just said?
Yeah.
And that way you can kind of, hey, I'm going to put more points into this. My Scrappy points. You get credits, right? Give us our own maybe Scrappy currency and have us level up Scrappy. I think it's a really good idea.
I noticed he's been pecking a lot harder. I've noticed, going into these PvP rounds with free kits, I've been coming out and I got like 13 little things instead of just like 5. So I think that they did buff him. He's getting me all kinds of rubbers, metal parts, plastics, So I don't know exactly what the changes were. I mean, I got the patch notes pulled up, but it doesn't really like specify really anything for Scrappy. So I can't really go off anything on it. Yeah, there's nothing here. But I mean, this was a huge update though. Even though it kind of felt underwhelming, they did a lot. All these changes were all in one shot instead of like just a hot fix. We brought this down a little bit. We bumped this one up. This was all just a one big drop, man. So it was kind of a shocker, when it did drop, and I was reading through the patch notes that one night, when you and I were playing right before it dropped, I was reading through. Actually, I was with Fitzy. And I was reading through. I'm like, dude, they killed the Stitcher. It was the first thing I saw, man. It immediately killed my high, So I said, all right, I guess I'm gonna go in this hurricane and get my balls blown off with my Nerf Stitcher, So, but outside of that, I mean, I think the gameplay that we were doing in the last couple of days, still we felt some of the hits from some of the stuff they did, but it was still fun. This is one of those games where I watch you guys play sometimes when I'm not on, and this is kind of like nostalgia, right? Remember back in the day when Halo came out and you have your friends come over and it was a blast. Everyone's having fun. It's a whole vibe. You know, everyone's doing their thing, and the game is the focus. Like when zombies came out for Black Ops, right? Like Kenoto Totem, right? Your buddy would come over, you play that game for hours, and it was just you grinded that game, even though it's the same thing over and over. The release that you got, the dopamine release, the escape from all the stresses of the world, you know. This is the first game in a long time that brought me back to that. You know, it makes me feel a certain way. You know what I mean? So this they got a lot of potential. They are doing the right things. They're just hitting road bumps along the way. So I am excited to see what happens next 2 weeks when they come out. Wait, is it 2 weeks when they come out with the next one? Or is it 3 weeks?
Talking about the Flashpoint?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're probably not gonna get Flashpoint till the end of March.
Oh, geez.
Because
well,
so we got a good three weeks, if not more. You know, maybe at the end of the 3 weeks, I think we'll be getting it. If we're looking at how they did, the game came out on October 30th.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they couldn't really do an update, you know, in November. So they had to wait to the end of November, end of December, end of January. You know what I mean? End of February. So it only, in true fashion, looks like it's going to be probably in the 20s, somewhere in the 20 to the 30 mark of March.
I should have checked. I should have checked it.
This.
I was way off on that. but it brings you back, man. It's like the excitement, like you're down, and you're he's over here, he's in the fucking corner, get his ass, he's fucking low, that kind of shit, man. I love that, and I'm call me partial, but I mean that's what it's about, dude. Like when you're gaming with people that you want to play games with, and you're vibing and having fun. That's what counts. So. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but this game really kind of pulled me out of the gaming fatigue for the longest time. So
I can't remember a game that I've played where it had me stand up all night, multiple nights playing. You wipe. Yeah, you look outside. It's like, oh, the sun's out. Like I've been playing for that long. The same thing, just, good ship Alpaca. Smirchy said the same thing. He's like, my sleep schedule is just all over the place because I'm staying up late hours playing this game. You get off, you sleep, you do your chores, and you're just like, hey, man, I want to get back home and just play some fucking Ark with my homies and just kick it and have a good time. Same thing Fitzy just said. He's like, a while back we was talking in the Discord, and he goes, man, it's just something about, getting on with the boys, or, with the girls, you're getting on with your homies, your homegirls, and it's like, we're going to play some Ark Raiders, man. And it's just a vibe, bro. And it hasn't been a game like this in a very long time that had me glued to my seat and glued to the screen, ready to, play more and more and more.
Oh, you and I both, sir. You and I fucking both have called in sick to play this motherfucking game. I mean, I don't think I've ever done that. I mean, in the last decade, I haven't called out sick to just play a game. You know what I mean? I've called out sick to go chase some booty, when opportunity is perfect, But
Yeah,
I mean, I would rather play this game right now than go chase booty, Like I could be at Applebee's right now eating wonton tacos, talking to some 60-year-old lady, some silver fox, go to her house, get some free food, and come back home and go to bed, sleep good, But instead, I'm playing this game with you guys. And I prefer it. You know what I mean? So,
most definitely.
Wheezy's cracking up over there. He's trying not to die. What do you think? What do you think, Wheezy?
Shit, yeah. I mean, it's one of them games. This is one of them games, man, where I just want to keep playing and playing. My girl be getting mad sometimes. Where you're too addicted to that game. You damn right I am. I'm too damn addicted to this game. But it's man, it's good. That's good. I forgot what the topic was. What was the topic? I forgot.
I'm just saying. This game will motivate you to do things to play the game. Like we were calling in sick. Like Fitzy. Oh, my camera.
Oh shit. Yeah. But yeah, no, yeah. That, yeah. I mean, after when I got laid off, you know, from my last job, I was playing all day, I ain't gonna lie, all night, just playing all night. So, but it's one of them games where I haven't got this type of adrenaline or dopamine playing for so long, which is I think the last game I played that long was probably MW 2019. That was the last game. So this game does it does good, you know, like it makes you want to play with friends, you know, it kind of gets you get together with everybody. But yeah, I hope they add more like maps or even just like things to be like enjoying, because I like they keep adding they keep adding weather conditions, like damn, right? Trying to get like swept away from just fucking just storms and
Yeah.
shit, you know? Like I'm not really trying to do all that. Like I hope they drop maybe like two maps every like 2 to 3 months, you know? That might be kind of overdoing it, but I mean, it'll give it something at least, right? So yeah, but overall though, I'm still addicted to this game. I love this game a lot. So I'm gonna keep playing it until whatever this shit gets boring. So but yeah.
And then the next.
And the next game. Then we'll find the next
There's
game.
always a next one.
Yep.
Yep.
It does make me kind of wonder if we're getting obviously lightning for Flashpoint, right? In 3 weeks. That's the map. We knew that with the wind emblem, we was getting some type of, you know, something with wind or clouds, right? And now we're gonna get Flashpoint, whatever that's gonna be, obviously lightning. It's flashing, right? Lightning strikes. What about Riven Tides in April? What will that map condition be? It just kind of makes me wonder, because you just see a beach umbrella and some sand, and it's like, are we just getting a new map with no conditions? Will there be a new condition? And if so, what would that condition be?
No.
I don't know. It kind of just has me wondering, like, you know, I wonder what they're going to do, you know? Just makes me wonder, because it seems like they really love their weather. You know, they like their weather dynamics, and that's cool, you know? That's cool, but I don't think that also necessarily makes the game. Because again, I'm in Stellamontis, baby. I ain't getting wet. I'm not dealing with the wind. I'm not taking my shield off. Can you imagine Stellamontis taking your shield off and run? Oh my God. And running around? Oh my, that sounds like a nightmare. But again, like I said, I play Stella, so I don't always deal with the map conditions, you know? Like Bird City, it's like, yeah, that's cool for people who play, you know, Buried City. But what about us over here on Stella, baby? Give us a map expansion. Give us something that's just for, you know, I don't know. It would be cool if each map had its own, like, weapon. Or its own, like, hey, this weapon is better used on this map. And you get certain perks with this gun on this map and stuff like that. Because an SMG on Stellamontis would be amazing. Because who's bringing in Ospreys?
Energy bullets.
You know, oh my God, how amazing would that be? An SMG on that just sounds like it goes together. Stellamontis and SMG.
I mean, they say energy weapons are great for Ark, right? So like an SMG be awesome. You can kill Hornets super quick, right? I mean, Stellamontis, you're running around, you know, yeah. Dude, there's so many Ark on Stellamontis too. Like when you spawn in, you're running around like you have to fucking poop, dude. Like you're not staying in one spot. You're just constantly moving around. Give a weapon that makes it a little quicker to clear the field a little bit, you know? And then also is great for players because like, I think like an MP5 style, you know, SMG that shoots energy bullets would be insane.
Like a hybrid gun that shoots both arc and it shoots people. Just, you know, and does specific damage to each one, you know what I mean? Because I'll say this. I've been kind of digging and doing my research, right? And I think last week on my show, we watched some of the lore of Ark Raiders. So we know that with Spaceport, they've already went to space. They've already left, you know? So I wanted to say...
Peasants behind.
Yes. I wonder if... Because we know that the finals and this kind of had like a little crossover, right? And we know that the people in the sky are all rich and robotic. So what if, you tie that in somehow where it's like, hey, the people who were on spaceport left, now they're up in the sky in the finals, and maybe give us a map that's up in the sky, like the finals, or up in
Star
space.
Wars?
You know what I'm saying? Like, something crazy.
Cloud
because
City?
because they've already left, right? They've already left, right? So give us like a space map. Give us something up there that's like really cool that still tells the story and keeps
Like it's
the
in a
lore
ship?
going.
Like in the
Yes.
like International Space Station kind of thing?
Yes, and
Yeah.
maybe make it like, give it like an announcer or something in that map, kind of like they have in the finals.
We
Maybe
need a
kinda do like
silo.
a little crossover.
We need
Yeah.
a silo map.
Yeah, I think it would be amazing. Because
Yeah.
then it would still kind of, give a lot of the lore, to the story, give a little bit more credit to it and kind of make it, because they don't really have a campaign. So all these people are kind of putting these pieces together. So it would just help to kind of, add some glue to help it all stick together.
I'm just playing with my nerfed Stitcher,
It's fine.
Well, yeah, we do. I mean, I think just even a map without conditions, just drop a map, and then people are gonna flood back in. So I don't even think a lot of people left. I think that there was like a temporary like disruption where people were testing out the stress test for Marathon. But once people are done with that and they're over it, they're gonna go right back to Ark anyways. So I think it's just a little bump. All right. Well, we talked about a lot. And there's even still more to talk about, but I'm just gonna say, man, I'm so excited for the game. I think that the stuff that they have in the works right now, there's enough potential that's gonna keep me interested for a good hot minute. So, I mean, even just the PvP. I mean, I haven't done the condition maps as much, and even with the nerfs, I'm still having fun. So, I'm excited to see what more they have to offer. So, and I'm sure you guys are still wanting to give it a shot. Because like I said, man, it's best game of the year. It's been performing really well, and they've been doing a lot of great things. They've done some not so great things, but I mean, it's a love-hate relationship, man. Like, you can't have a girlfriend that's perfect, right? Can't have a game that's just absolutely perfect all the time. So,
Agree.
well, all right. You guys got anything else on your chest, or you feel like we got that dopamine release? Get this out in the world.
I was gonna say I had a few things too. I wish that they would give us like maybe another conversion mod, like maybe on some of the weapons, maybe a conversion mod on the Osprey, to where you can shoot heavy ammunition. You know what I mean? I think that would be really cool. It'd just be something cool. I know they got the anvil splitter and stuff like that, where the bullets can, I think it splits and shoots 3 bullets or 4 bullets or something like that. So it would be cool if they went ahead and gave us, some conversion mods. I really wish that. I know, and I'm gonna say this too, for all the people out there that are watching the show. There were some people who didn't like the fact that we were saying, "Hey, you guys are speaking like Embark is watching." Like, I'm gonna say it again, they are watching. They are watching. And you know who else is watching? You're watching. And that's all that matters, right? We're just putting this on for people. I'm not saying that in any negative way or speaking any malice or anything. I just want to say that, hey, you know what? We're going to speak this into existence. And our numbers are going up. Thank God. And, we appreciate everybody who watches. We really, really love you guys for that. But we're going to keep saying that Embark is watching. We're going to keep speaking stuff like that into existence. And one day they definitely will be watching. Even more than they already are. So shout out to all the viewers. But yeah, we're going to keep doing this thing. And we're going to keep it coming. And we're going to keep speaking things into existence. Because we already have said a magnitude of things that have came to light and have came true. So
yeah.
Embark watching us is just another one of those things.
Yep.
Scrappy skill tree. You heard it here, man. Let's see.
Yeah. Let's get
You
it.
heard it here.
You heard it here.
Revive
Let's see.
Ultimate. You heard it here.
You heard it here.
You flamethrower SMG. You heard it here. Oh,
Yeah.
if you see those things, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Maybe just give us a little character in the game, Embark, you know? Give us a little Sandy After Dark update, you know?
My question for the people that say that is like, okay, well, if they're not watching, prove it. Prove it to me. You know? Until you can prove it, I mean, even if you could prove it, don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? The whole purpose of the podcast is we're all gamers. We all like to play games, right? I want to be able to express my thoughts. Streets and Wheezy want to express their thoughts. This is the whole purpose of a podcast, is to get it out there, you know? So just vibing and playing games and talking about the game is what it's all about. It's not about anything else. Who cares what other people think, right? We care what the community thinks as far as the game goes, right? Or as far as like gaming in general goes. Like what are people drawn to, right? We're drawn to the same shit. We're in the same boat. We're all holding different paddles. So if you guys haven't followed the podcast, you guys should follow it, because we do this every week. Every Saturday, we're going to do a podcast. We're going to put it out there in the world. And while we're live, you can ask questions. If you want us to talk about something or you have something on your mind, you can also be involved too. We do it to give it to you as well. So Wheezy will be there. Streets will be there. There is no podcast without Wheezy and without Streets. So, but with that being said, you got anything else on your mind, Wheezy? Anything on your mind, Streets, before we close everything off?
I don't know, man. Keep playing the game and see what we got is coming up this Tuesday, because they're going to update the game again. So maybe we'll be back here talking about a shotgun nerf. Hopefully not. We'll see. We'll see.
In the meantime, I'm running shotguns.
Right. In the meantime, what you said it was level 2 choke, level 3 shooting people across the map. I'm about to go test the theory. I'm about to go try it out right now. What about you, Weezy? Anything you want to say before we get up out of here, man?
Ah, man, I said a lot what I needed to say. So, stop fucking up the nerfs. That's all I gotta say, man. Just don't fuck up the nerfs too bad. You know how Sandy said, dumb it down a little bit. Dumb down to 1. If they don't like it, dumb it down again. If they like it, keep it right there. That's perfect, right? Don't just shit the bed on the gun and just leave it there. Like that's not good. But other than that, though, man, I think everything is good. Oh, speaking about the nerfs, though, the buffs, the Aphelion buff, I've used it, and it's actually pretty good. I'm actually like 2-shotting, 3-shotting people, and there's actually like one of them ones, especially with the kinetic converter too. So try it out if y'all haven't tried it out yet. Haven't tried the Jupiter yet, but Aphelion is up there now for sure. But that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, I'll close it off here. So this concludes episode 6. We're going to have episode 7 coming up next Saturday. Typically around 8 p.m. I'll try to put them up on the weekends, if not Sunday mornings. So if I don't get it out by Saturday, I apologize, guys. I got to go through and make sure that everything is in there. So I don't want to put slop out to you guys. So just be patient with me. This is a new venture for me, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So I want to do it right, and I want to do it properly. So, but other than that, I hope you all have an amazing night, and we'll see you next week.